In the top stories, St. Kitts Nevis issued travel advisory for travelers from Brazil, the United Kingdom and South Africa. 35 KFC employees to join the unemployment line in the Bahamas, and South Africa looking to roll out AstraZeneca jab in stepped manner. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Tuesday, 9th February 2021. I am Jasmine Thomas. We begin with the national news. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis, through the National COVID-19 Task Force, has issued a travel advisory for travelers from Brazil, the United Kingdom and South Africa. In a press release issued on Monday, the task force stated that the implemented travel advisory was in response to the emergence of 3 new variants of the COVID-19 virus. These variants have originated in Brazil, South Africa and the United Kingdom, UK. The UK variant of the virus has already appeared in at least 3 CARICOM territories. This is cause for concern for the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, particularly as this UK mutation of the original virus is far more transmissible and carries a higher likelihood of death from the symptoms of COVID-19. The release continued by stating that persons intending to travel from these aforementioned destinations are advised not to travel to St. Kitts and Nevis at this time. The federal government advises all citizens and legal residents returning from any of the aforementioned countries that they will not be denied re-entry into the country, but must also process their travel requests through the online platform www.knatravelform.kn. The travel advisories for the United Kingdom, UK, Brazil and South Africa will remain in effect for 30 days in the first instance, which began on Sunday, 7th February 2021. The Ministry of Agriculture has embarked on an initiative to produce a local multi-purpose organic compost to assist farmers, backyard gardeners as well as landscapers to boost crop and lower production by keeping them green and healthy. Speaking to the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service, SKNIS, on Friday, Augustine Nwusu, project manager of the Vegetable Fruit Upland Crop Quality and Safety Improvement Project at Needsmust in St. Kitts, said that creating the compost was important and timely as the ministry aims to assist persons involved with agricultural-related activities. He said the intention is to make sure the farmers, backyard gardeners and landscapers in St. Kitts have access to natural, organic fertilizer that is eco-friendly and can help the crops, fruits and vegetables grow optimally. The project manager said that the product, which is free from chemicals or additives, consists of local resources such as grass clippings, leaves, green items and organic urea, as well as local cow manure sourced from Bayford's Livestock Center for Excellence. Mr. Nwusu encouraged the general public to support the local initiative. Persons willing to do so can visit the office at Needsmust or call 465-2372. Health officials within the Ministry of Health will be featured on Wednesday's edition of Working for You on ZIZ Radio. The special guests will be National HIV/AIDS Program Coordinator Dr. Matthias Offray and Health Educator Counselor Mrs. Lucine Pemberton Vaughan. Working for You is carried live every Wednesday at 1:30 in the afternoon on ZIZ Radio and other participating stations. The program is also streamed live on the SKNIS Facebook page. Regionally, 35 employees of Kentucky Fried Chicken in the Bahamas joined 1,000 more in the unemployment line throughout the country as a result of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. While the number of COVID infections are reportedly down, so too are the sales of many businesses, including KFC. More in this ZNS report.
Labor Director John Pender says while it's unfortunate, it is now the reality of our present circumstance brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. He was responding to the notification by Restaurants Bahamas Limited, operators of Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, to lay off 35 employees.
As a result of the emergency order being extended to May 23rd. A number of employers have their employees remain on furlough, and some are now adding. Kentucky, KFC is putting some 35 staffers in furlough. And they're saying this based on the fact that they're not able to run sufficient shifts to accommodate those staffers.
KFC's Human Resources Director, Nina Maynard, says the layoffs take effect Monday, February 8th. Company officials say their bottom line is being negatively impacted, and it's been made worse as the COVID-19 pandemic continues. The Labor Director had this to say.
Other employees have kind of indicated the same thing. They're hoping that we can have extended business hours so they can bring more persons back to work. And while a number of these persons are indicating that they would like to have separation packages, most of the major properties and the major employers are saying that, they have invested a lot of money into training these staffers and they would like to keep them because once this thing open up, they want to be able to have all their staffers in place and ready to work. But I've also recommended to some of those major employers that where is it possible and financially feasible to offer separation packages to some of those staffers that may be nearing retirement age.
The notice by KFC was made public on Friday, and KFC officials indicate the layoffs will take place across the company's 9 locations. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
The Guyana National Youth Council has joined the fight against the novel coronavirus by launching its WASH campaign, which will see a youth-led approach in spreading awareness. Kendall Richmond of the HGP News reports.
As Guyana continues to battle with the global COVID-19 pandemic, the Guyana National Youth Council, GNYC, along with partnering organizations such as PAHO, has launched its national youth-led Wear Face Masks, Adhere to Guidelines on Vaccination, Social Distancing and Hand Hygiene WASH campaign. The campaign, which was launched on February 6 via Zoom, seeks to advocate and promote health and wellness primarily among the young Guyanese. At the launch, the president of the organization, Dr. Kwesi Grant, expressed that one of the goals of the campaign is to educate Guyanese about the importance of the initiative and get persons to come on board.
Youth serving community organizations awareness about COVID-19 and hone necessary skills for them to train other community members by May 2021. And finally, we want to host here in Guyana an inaugural local Commonwealth Youth Awards in Health Innovation by May 2021. We hope to get this in.
In addition to the implementation of 6 youth-led radio programs, the Guyanese population can expect to see a number of other activities being rolled out as part of the newly launched campaign.
Travel to meet some of the young people in remote areas. So we'll be collaborating with Orange Light to do those face-to-face training sessions, community engagements, and train point persons who will be able to mobilize community members and educate them around in the WASH pillars.
More so, through the campaign, it was conveyed that the organization will be rewarding young persons who showcase positive behavior during the WASH campaign activities.
We want to celebrate those who promote good behaviors, to the role of social behavior change communication in promoting positive behaviors and addressing stigma in the context of COVID-19. And we'll be rewarding anyone that is doing work in mental health and COVID-19.
The Guyana National Youth Council has a current membership of over 400 young persons from across Guyana, along with over 20 partner organizations, bringing the total membership to approximately 7,000 young people. Reporting for the AGP Nightly News, Kendall Richmond.
Internationally, South Africa says it will stagger the release of the Oxford AstraZeneca jab after trials showed it gives little protection against the highly contagious local variant of the vaccine, was only minimally effective in preventing mild to moderate illness against the dominant South African variant. South Africa is also looking to other manufacturers such as Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, and the government says it expects to receive these new vaccines in due time. We get more in this report.
It's here in Nelson Mandela Bay on South Africa's east coast that experts say a new variant of COVID-19 spread rapidly. It's more contagious and accounts for 90% of all new infections. South Africa, with 1 million doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine, was due to start giving jabs to frontline health workers in a week's time. Studies suggested it would cut the risk of contracting the original variant of coronavirus by 75%. But against the new variant, the vaccine is almost powerless. It's said to have only a 22% chance of stopping mild to moderate infections.
It's a temporary issue that we have to hold on to AstraZeneca. It is temporary.
The study is not clear on how well the vaccine can protect people from severe illness or death. South Africa may be at the tail end of its second wave of COVID-19, but with the approach of colder months, there's real worry of a third wave. There's always been concern South Africa's not vaccinating people quick enough. And with the new variant of the virus, that concern's only growing. Oxford AstraZeneca says it will tweak its existing vaccine to offer more effective protection, but it could be August before that's available. So far, the new variant has spread to at least 29 countries. While existing vaccines may face the challenge of keeping up with mutations, as new variants have already been identified in the UK and Brazil, experts say all is not lost.
Can this vaccine be combined with another vaccine so that you have two different vaccines that do what we call prime and boost? So you stimulate the immune system at two different points of time, and you do it with slightly different vaccines. So there are many questions still to be asked here.
Given the limited sample size of the trial and the younger, healthier profile of the participants, it's important to determine whether or not the vaccine remains effective in preventing more severe illness.
South Africa is also looking to other manufacturers. The government says it expects to receive new vaccines soon from Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, and it will continue talks with more suppliers, including in China and Russia. Famida Miller, Al Jazeera, Johannesburg.
And nearly 400 congressional staffers have written an open letter to U.S. senators urging them to convict former President Donald Trump for his role in the January 6 Capitol Hill riot. They have documented their experiences during the January 6 Capitol Hill riot in an open letter, and they want their former president to be held accountable. We get more in this report.
Hundreds of congressional staffers who were trapped on Capitol Hill as a mob rampaged through Congress on January the 6th are speaking out. They've written an open letter to senators demanding that Donald Trump be held accountable and convicted at his impeachment trial.
Absolute concern is driving that letter. Concern for the safety of our democracy, the safety of our lives that was put in danger. And here's the thing, staffers, we don't speak up. This is foreign. We usually speak to our members about what issues, and our members speak on behalf of those issues.
Jabir McKnight and Remington Belford described a chaotic, terrifying scene that day.
And you're seeing that those couple hundred people turn to thousands of people quickly. We're in our office and you see a alert that a pipe bomb has been placed close to our building. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean a pipe bomb? Now we need to shelter in place.
It was terrifying. In hindsight, I should have been more afraid. But my faith guides me, so I was glad, I know whose I am, but outside of that, if I had known what I know now, I would have been even more concerned than what I am now.
The letter, signed by almost 400 congressional staffers, blames Trump for the riot. That mob was incited by former President Donald J. Trump, it says, and his political allies, some of whom we pass every day in the hallways at work. Belford had hoped Republican staffers would also sign the letter, but it wasn't to be.
It wasn't a partisan experience. It wasn't a partisan letter. It didn't condemn either party. It condemned the person unilaterally responsible for the insurrection. And so I felt that some of the staffers who were afraid for their lives and barricaded in their offices would find it necessary, would be open to signing this letter. And I can't say that they weren't open to it. I can't speak to something I'm not certain of, but I can only speculate that they maybe feared retaliation.
And that partisan split is likely to be on display in the Senate chamber during the trial, with most Republicans already making it clear they will not vote to convict Donald Trump. Shia Britansi, Al Jazeera.
And now for the weather. Present weather shows partly cloudy skies with a moderate breeze of 15 miles per hour from an easterly direction. Temperature for today is 24 degrees Celsius or 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are 1.2 to 1.8 meters or 4 to 6 feet. Expect partly sunny skies for today, and for tonight fair to partly cloudy and cool conditions with a 40% or moderate chance of brief passing overnight showers. Sunset for today is at around 9 minutes past 6, and sunrise tomorrow morning is at approximately 20 minutes before 7. That brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for joining us. I am Jasmine Thomas.